Okay, guys, another term that is included in this lesson is what we call the axis of symmetry. As it was defined on your notes, the axis of symmetry is a line that's going to split your graph into two equal halves, okay? That you can take it from the Know It note on page 532. And right now, I want you to focus on these Know It note because we're going to learn how to find the axis of symmetry by doing it with this formula that you see in here, okay? You are going to be given a quadratic function like the one in this example, and you are going to have to identify what are going to be your values for A and for B, and you just need to substitute those values into the formula for the axis of symmetry. As you can see over here, the value for A is 2, the value for B is 4. So you're just going to substitute those values into the formula, and you are going to find that X is going to be equal to -1. X is the coordinate for the axis of symmetry, okay? One thing that you have to be careful with, and I want you to be careful with that, is that this formula has a negative sign included. The negative sign comes with the formula. So if B happens to be negative, you have to be careful. Remember that if you have a negative number, always write it inside a parenthesis so you do not forget about the sign. Okay? Keep that in mind. Write that tip somewhere in your notebooks, please. I want you to take a look at example number 3. We have an example here in which they are giving you this quadratic function over here, x to the second power plus 3x plus 4. So the first step, you identify your A, you identify your B, and then you just substitute those values of A and B into the formula. This equation over here is the same as it is over here, only that instead of B, you are writing 3, and instead of A, you are writing 1, because A is equal to 1 and B is equal to 3, okay? You just have to be careful again, as I said. If B happens to be negative, you are going to be in need of considering that when you determine the axis of symmetry. If you have this example, I'm going to write you down an example so you can see what the axis of symmetry would be like if B was negative. I have this example over here. This is a quadratic function. X is to the second power, so just by that, I know that it is a quadratic function. So in this case, A is going to be equal to 2, and B is going to be equal to -2. Okay, so when I write my formula, I know that my axis of symmetry is going to be equal X is -B over 2A. So this is going to be equal to -2 over 2 times 2. And then negative times negative is going to be +4 over 2 times 2 is going to be 4. So in this case, my axis of symmetry is going to be equal to 1. Take that into consideration if B is negative.